Okay, time to wake up, America. When Ronald Reagan ran for the presidency in 1980, one of his slogans was, "Let's make America great again." This weekend, I visited the Reagan Ranch, which is owned by the Young America's Foundation, a tremendous group that educates the next generation of students in free market beliefs and conservative policies. The ranch is a phenomenal place, purposely built, get this, as far away from the swamp that makes up Washington, D.C. as feasibly possible. Feasibly possible. President Reagan had a vision of what America should be: strong, free, and prosperous. President Trump not only shares a similar campaign slogan, but shares a similar outlook for our nation. He wants to bring us, the U.S., to win. Unfortunately, Democrats, along with the anti-Trump crowd, are once again hell-bent on obstructing and destructing our nation. They did it to Reagan in 1980 and are obstructing Trump the same way in 2017. They're offering any solutions? Nope. Are they offering any constructive criticisms? Oh, hell no. But they're content on bringing the greatest nation in the world to a grinding halt. Simply stated, they're sore losers. President Reagan had America's best interest in his heart. President Trump has America's success in his heart. The obstructionists have no heart. It's time for Americans to wake up and smell the stench emanating from the swamp in Congress and get behind the president, whose economy is firing on all cylinders. A record number of Americans employed right now. Your 401ks never looked better, literally. And finally, a new confidence across the business community. So get out of the way, Democrats and Lindsey, John, Paul, and Mitch, and the rest of the rhinos who'd rather derail Trump than grow and prosper in America. Get on board, y'all, or Trump will drain that swamp with you in it. Ann, your thoughts on that one? You might like that one.
Well, although I didn't disagree with anything you said there, except one thing. Oh, one big difference with Reagan was Republicans were on Reagan's side.
Right.
Trump really has his entire party against him. They aren't part of his agenda. And just a small little quibble, since I have a whole chapter in my magnificent best-selling book, In Trump We Trust, E Pluribus Awesome, making fun of all these other Republicans from watching the primary debates. All these guys can do is compare themselves to Reagan. It's a different country. How about William McKinley? He was a good Republican president, too.
I took shots at some of those rhinos. Colonel, your thoughts?
You know, I don't call them rhinos anymore. I call them roadkill Republicans, rockers, because everyone keeps talking about being in the middle of the road and being brought up down south. The only thing in the middle of the road is roadkill. You know, when you have a Republican Party that is agreeing with the expansion of Medicaid, agreeing with keeping taxes from Obamacare, which is killing, the success of our business. When you finally get Paul Ryan to say, I'm going to back away from this border adjustments tax, why would Republicans come up with a border adjustment tax?
Healthcare, Colonel, is a great example. People are really ticked off at these rhino Republicans. Ebony, you were making some notes.
Yes. I put down here obstruction and question mark because, yes, Eric, you're absolutely right. Of course they're obstructing him. And again, this sounds so similar to President Obama in 2008, 2009. Oh, my gosh, they're obstructing me. I can't believe it. What did you really expect? Unfortunately, you would think ideally that everybody would want the same common interest of American success, but you don't. We live in a country so deeply divided among the partisan lines and the political lines that the obstruction has got to be anticipated, Eric. So at this point, I hear you, but I just would want President Trump, like I asked President Obama to do, expect the obstruction, and you still have to lead.
The surprise cat for me was the obstruction coming, as Colonel points out, from the right, from Trump's right.
I think that, yeah, of course, but I don't think it was really surprising because a lot of people were very, very upset that he was the nominee. But when you talk about legislation, things like health care, that's something that I was very upset with. Like you were pointing out, Colonel, these are not conservative principles that were in this bill whatsoever. But I think that part of it also is that a lot of the Republican Party right now in Congress looks more like a moderate Democrat than an actual Republican or conservative. When the thing that you have to turn over is an insurance bailout bill, it's what is the GOP?
And we had a Republican senator fly across country to start the debate on health care, only to vote it down three times, y'all.
That did happen.
Gotta go.